All right, we have our spring made now. We know that it works. It should spring back. Now we're going to actually cut out this part right here to actually make a trigger for your finger to fit, so it's not just this big square. It's easier to reach. So we'll go back, do our trigger, turn on all our plane lines so we can see what we're doing. We're going to sketch on the top plane again. And we're going to set some references. What's going on here? It's not rolling. There it is. Let's set some references on this edge here, and the bottom edge. And close. And for this, I'm going to actually use the spline tool, and that's located under the More tab right here. Go down to More and Spline. And what that allows me to do is to start putting in a bunch of points that'll give me the shape of my trigger. I can then take these points and adjust them however I want. I'm going to go back and just use the line tool to close everything in on my reference lines. And that's going to be the chunk that I'm going to cut out. Alright, so I can hit the green check. Do a little move so I can see it extrude. Do as a remove material. Let's do it to 6 millimeters to go right through it. And that's what my trigger is going to look like. Alrighty. So I can go and click on my assembly, and you can see that it updates my assembly. So that's what it's going to look like. I can move my trigger now. And this would be where you're pulling on it with your finger and it would move. And then when you let it go, it springs back. So that's just making it easier to grab. So we like that. But what was cool about the spline tool, if we go back to Sketch 7 here, and we edit the definition of Sketch 7, you can take these spline points and change them and put them wherever you want. So if that's not exactly right, not exactly where you want them, we can change them. And I'm going to change that to a nice even 30. And I can change them, and it automatically updates back in my assembly. So I can just custom fit that trigger to whatever I want it to be. I'm going to go back and make one more change. Kind of cut out more material. I like it to be a little bit thinner. So I'm going to go up here, spread those out. Just little bits of adjustment for me. And then when I'm happy, I click it. I'll hit save. That saves it to my working directory, manage file, and I'll delete my old versions and hit yes. And now I'll save that as an STL file, print it off, and see how it works in the real world. And that should be how to build a trigger.